Hello everyone and welcome back to the Long Dark. We're going fishing today. I gotta check my stuff and make sure that I have... Okay, I got water and I got food, so I think I'm good to go. We're gonna go out on the lake today and we're gonna go fishing. Now if you're in this area of the coastal highway, what you do is you come down here to this stop sign and you can either go straight across this hill over here onto the ice, or you can just go down this road. I'm going to go on down the road. Because sometimes when you're climbing over hills and stuff, you sprain your ankle. And that makes you move real slow. The weather looks pretty good right now. It's snowing, but it's not snowing real hard. It's not blizzard conditions or anything. That could change at the drop of a hat, though. Because when you're fishing, what happens is you go out onto these little huts. And you have to break through the ice. And then you fish for an hour at a time. And within an hour of time on the game, it can go from being peaceful and wonderful and calm to being complete whiteout blizzard conditions. So what you want to always do is make sure you have enough fuel that you can weather the storm inside the hut. Because you can start a fire in there in the stove. I'm going to go ahead and load my gun up too while I'm here, because there's wolves out here. You can start a fire in the stove and kind of weather the storm. I am going to intentionally not bring any wood, because there should be at least a piece of wood, maybe two, in the hut. That'll be enough to do what I want to do if the blizzard comes. Because if the blizzard comes, I want to show you how you can prepare yourself, spur of the moment like that, when you don't have the fuel to make it back to where you need to be alive. Because if you go out in the blizzard, the temperature core, the one down here on the bottom left of the screen with the thermometer, that will drain very quickly and you will freeze to death before you can get back to your place. I'm going to show you a way, if we get a blizzard, which we probably will. Most times I do when I do this. If it happens, I'm going to show you a way that you can kind of insulate that stat. Give yourself a buffer so that you can last and not die on the way back home. So if we get a blizzard, I'll show you that. If we don't, I'm just going to catch as many fish as I can and be eating real damn good tonight. So either way, it's a win-win. It's a little bit risky coming out here without wood, because if we do get a blizzard, I will be putting myself in a very precarious situation. And you could end up dead doing what I'm about to do if we get a blizzard. Now, I kind of hope we do, because if we don't, I've talked a hell of a lot about something that doesn't happen. But hopefully we will get a blizzard. That's probably the only time you overhear me say that, because I don't often hope for blizzard situation in the game, because that can mean death. So we got a piece of cedar firewood, we got a piece of reclaimed wood, we can burn both. And we're just kind of looting everything right now and seeing what all's in here. Pretty much nothing. Alright, so here you can see that the hole is 100% frozen. So what you have to do is click on it, and you can choose your pry bar, your axe, your hunting knife, whatever, and you can break through the ice. So that takes a little bit of time to do, and that's what we're doing now. Once this ice opens up, you'll be able to fish in that hole right there. So see, it says cleared, it says hours to fish. You can either fish for an hour or all the way up for as many hours as you want. But you have to be careful, because as that hour goes by, all of your stats are dropping. So you have to watch your stats each time to make sure you have enough. Fresh rainbow trout, sweet. Yeah, see, I'm already very cold. I'm almost dead at this point. It is very red. So I'm going to go ahead and start a fire here with the little bit of stuff that I have. Go ahead and get this party going. Now what this will do is begin to warm me up. And as you can hear outside, the wind has picked up substantially. So most likely we're dealing with a severe blizzard situation out there. Alright, so we got 57 minutes on the stove. So we have to wait for 57 minutes here, so we're going to go ahead and cook. And we're going to go ahead and add this reclaimed wood in. Now that takes us up to about an hour and a half, an hour and 25 minutes. So that should be enough time to warm up quite a bit. All right, I skipped ahead there to where the fish is almost ready because there's no point in you just sitting here watching. But look at it out here. Look at that, will you? It is full-on whiteout blizzard outside. So this is exactly what I was hoping for. This is instant death if I go out there, pretty much. I do not have anywhere near enough warmth built up to make it back to my gas station. I'm going to die out there if I go out there. Which is exactly what I wanted, because I want to show you what to do in this situation. So first of all, we have to wait for this trout to get done. We got 3 more minutes on the trout. And 55 minutes on the stove. 1 more minute on the trout. So once this is done, we're going to go ahead and put that in our inventory, because I don't want to eat it yet. And we are going to go ahead and put our recycled can on the stove. We could also cook the pork and beans, but I might do that later. All right, see, I can pick herbal tea and make that. Now, what herbal tea does is it makes it easier for you to sleep. You rest better and you get more of your stats back up as far as your sleep stat. It goes back up higher if you drink the herbal tea. I'm not going to sleep here, but the reason I'm doing the herbal tea is because I have it with me and it is warm. So what that's going to do is it's going to give you a buffer zone to where you're going to be nice and toasty warmed up, and you're not going to be losing any temperature for a little bit of time while you're out in the blizzard. And that little bit of time is just enough to get you to the next house or something so you can survive. So I'm going to do it 2 ways since I have enough time on the stove. I'm going to cook the tea, and we are going to go ahead and drink that in 2 minutes when it's ready. And you will see that I will get a little symbol on my temperature gauge down there. All right, so here's my tea. We go ahead and drink that. Now you see how I have that blue cross? Now we're going to go ahead and melt some snow. See where it says warming up? And now we have that blue cross down there on our temperature gauge. That is our buffer for the cold. That will stop our temperature gauge from draining for a certain amount of time while that's there. Now it won't last forever. It will go away. If that's all you have, then what you're going to want to do is after you drink that tea, you're going to want to book it. All right, our water is done now. So we're going to go ahead and drink that. Actually, we're just going to put that away because I don't really need it. And then we are going to cook in that can our pork and beans. Now, we don't necessarily really need to eat right now. We have plenty of calories. But this is the other way that you can achieve this warmed up state, is by cooking something like pork and beans or soup or something like that. And once it's ready, you go ahead and eat it, and that warms you up as well. So I'm kind of doing this just to show that, but also I'm doing it to refresh the timer on my warmed up state, so I have the maximum amount. So what will happen is I'll eat what little bit I can eat until my calories are full, and the rest will go into my inventory. So I haven't lost anything. Okay, we got 10 more minutes left on the stove, but we just renewed our warm-up, so there's really no point in waiting another 10 minutes. It's not like the blizzard's going to stop in the next 10 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're just going to haul ass. We're going to make a break for it. Now, I know that my camp is straight across the way, kind of. That's where the shore is to where I need to get. Once I get to that shore, I'll be able to find some sort of shelter to get into. Now notice my temperature gauge is not dropping at all in the lower left of the screen. That is because I'm in that warmed up state. Once that wears off, my temperature gauge will rapidly begin to go down. But that warmed up state is going to give me enough of a buffer to get back across this ice and find a cabin before I freeze to death. Very, very important to do. You don't have to do it on a potbelly stove like that. You can do it at a campfire as well. Same principle. And you can set a campfire wherever you are as long as you're out of the wind. You can't be in the middle of this wind. Your fire will blow out. So you have to get behind some sort of rock or something to where you have that sheltered symbol come up on the screen. But see, my gauge has started to go down a little bit because my warmed up state is starting to wear off a little, but I'm still very, very good. I'm nowhere near close to freezing. And I'm already back to the other shore, and now the first cabin I see, I'm going to go to. Here's one right here. We'll go to this one. The other one looked like it might have been a cabin, but it might have been snowed over, so I don't want to take a chance. So we're going to go ahead in here, and I'm still completely wonderful with my temperature. So I was able to walk across the lake in the blizzard without getting hurt. All right, so now that we're here, we are just going to loot the place and try to wait a little bit and see if the storm blows over.
Wonder if this is any good to eat. Wonder if this is any good to eat.
Nice granola bar. That's what a lot of this game is. That soda is horrible. A lot of this game is literally just looting houses and gathering supplies so that you can survive. And then you have the everyday... Look, somebody left some tea in the microwave. I'll take it. You have the normal everyday task of gathering wood, boiling water, cooking food, all that stuff. That's why when I cook food, I boil a lot of extra water while I have the fire going. That way I don't have to start fires every day to boil water. I can literally kill a deer or something that has a ton of meat. Look at that, I got another free fish. That's sweet. But I can literally kill a deer or something and have a lot of extra meat and cook it all up at once, like one after the other, and boil water while I'm doing it back in my garage. Those are nice pants. That'll definitely help me, those pants. And then I'll boil water while I'm doing it, and I'll build up a really big, nice supply of fresh water that I can drink, so I don't have to have a fire every day. That saves on your wood. And it's very good to multitask like that. All right, let's see here. We got the wool shirt on. I don't think that other one we got is going to be worth a damn. A t-shirt, not as good as a wool shirt. So we'll stick with the wool shirt. Let's see, we got nothing for that. Those pants are wet. These pants are better anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and put those on. Alright, let's keep looting and see if we can find some better clothing. Another pair of ragged jeans. Nice, another pair of work pants. So I can wear double work pants if I want. That'll be good. So let's go ahead and do that. That'll give me a lot better protection. Now see, this is part of the strategy of the game as well, is you want to layer up your clothing, the best clothing you can for the weather. But also you have to take into consideration that if you're out in blizzard conditions or when it's snowing, your stuff is going to get wet. And when it gets wet, it doesn't keep you as warm. So there's the idea of, do I go with something that's cotton or wool that is going to absorb a lot of that liquid and make me colder? Or do I go with something that is more of a space age kind of material that is not going to get as wet, not going to hold as much water, but it's also not as warm when it's dry? So those are the kind of the strategies you have to develop in your own mind, what you want to do. And it's kind of trial and error. You know, you have to see how it goes and see what you can do.
Still eat this.
Now in this mode here, this is the mode that the game started on. So whatever that was, there's a lot of food. I mean, there's a lot of supplies, period, that you get on this. I played the story mode before. I didn't really mess around with the survival mode. I just played the story mode, and in the story mode, you get a decent amount of food, but not like this. This is an abundance that I've received. I'll be interested to see after this one is done, when we play the interloper mode. I'll be interested to see how much food and supplies and tools and stuff I get on that. Alright, I'm not going to cut up that lamp. I mean, I could and get the metal, but I think I'm good for now. It's still snowing like crazy outside. But we are back here in the area where our garage is, so we can literally just run to the next house if we want to. Alright, we are back outside, and as you can see, it's still snowing like hell. Let me open this up. Go ahead and take this. Alright, let's try to make our way back over and find our garage. Here's another house over here. This is the one we ran past when we first came out. And it looks like I can go in. So we'll go ahead and loot this one too. Nice! There's that big cooking pot I wanted. Very cool. Now I can cook up a hell of a lot more water. Damn, look at that, a fresh rabbit. So now I got 2 fish and a rabbit. Plus all the canned goods and chips and all that stuff. I am sitting pretty as far as food goes. It seems to me like this mode is more just for the enjoyment of the game, just enjoying the whole process of survival. It's not really that much of a challenge yet. The animals don't seem to give a damn that I'm around. They're not trying to eat me. Now in the story mode, the wolves were trying to eat me, so I had to watch out for them, but I haven't really had to watch out for them on this yet. The couple times I've seen them, they've been running away, so I don't know if they're running away from me or if they just running away from something else or what, but...
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
34. But either way, they're not much of a problem yet. Getting a lot of matches. I love that. On story mode, I barely got any matches, man. It was rough. I had to really be careful with my fires. And make sure that I did multiple things every time I lit a fire, because you didn't get very many matches. Look at that. That's a beanie. That's awesome. That's going to be better than that baseball cap, even though it's all nasty. So we're going to go ahead and switch. Yeah, it looks like it's a little bit better. Yeah, we'll go ahead and switch to it. And we'll leave the wool scarf on. Alright, so that baseball cap will be able to turn into cloth. Now, every time you come in a place that has a fireplace, always check this mantle above it, because a lot of times you will find matches up there. I didn't that time, but a lot of times you will. Here's some cedar firewood and fir firewood. We'll take that. What is that, crackers? Yeah, we'll take that. 63%, that's good to go. There's another pair of boots.
Something's gotta go. It's gotta go.
Yeah, I'm overburdened. Whenever you hear that, that's a good clue. When he says something has to go, he's telling you that you're carrying too much stuff. And when you're carrying too much stuff, you're risking spraining an ankle and hurting yourself, and you move much slower. You get to a point when if you carry too much, that literally you're barely moving. I don't have a hunting knife yet, so I can't break that down. Now, I'm still going to take stuff if it's anything that's real good, but...
Use this.
Driving gloves, I don't know if that'll help at all. I don't think they're going to be as good as the mitts I have on. Yeah, they're going to have to replace the gloves I'm already wearing, the mittens. And I just don't think that's a smart idea. Really, I don't see anything changing. Nothing's changing other than the percentage. So I'll just leave the mittens on. Another pair of jeans. Now see, in a real survival situation, if you were lucky enough to have all these places like this that you could go into and loot, you would definitely be layering every pair of clothing you have on to keep warm if you needed to. It wouldn't be like only allowed to wear one or two pieces. It would be, hey, if I got 6 pairs of jeans, I'm wearing 6 pairs of jeans.
It'd end up being useful.
Because I'm going to be warm. I'm not going to be freezing. And the warmer you are, the less you need to use your fire to keep warm. Now, there reaches a point in a real situation you don't want to be too hot either, because you don't want to sweat. You want to, everything needs to be slow and easy. Take it easy. Don't overexert yourself. Don't sweat, because if you sweat, you die. Because what happens is you sweat, your clothes get wet, the sun goes down, the temperature drops by 15, 20 degrees, and then you end up hypothermic at night with wet clothes because you sweated in them during the day because you didn't take it easy. That is a recipe for death, especially in a cold climate like this. So that's your survival tip of the day. Don't ever sweat when you're actually trying to survive, because that is dangerous as hell. Even if you don't get hypothermic, if the temperature is not low enough for you to get hypothermic, it still makes it very difficult to sleep, because you're a lot colder at night when you're wearing wet clothes. And I think I got just about everything out of here. I didn't get the water from the toilet, but I'm already overburdened, so I think I might just leave it. How much do I have on me? Let's see what I can carry. And oh, I got almost 5 gallons on me already. Or liters, rather. So I'm just going to leave that water in the toilet. I can always come back and get it later if I want. Alright, I'm going to sleep for an hour. Try to let this storm pass so that I can see a little bit better when I get out of here to find my garage. Alright, nice. Now let's see if I can find my way out of here without having to use my lantern, because I don't want to waste oil if I don't have to. There's a fridge. There we go, leave house. Alright, we're back outside, and we are going to try to locate our gas station here. Now the wind is still blowing a little bit. It's still cold, but it's not as bad as it was. So I need to locate the road. Once I locate the road, I'll be able to find...
It's gonna get a lot colder.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was trying to tell them, that when it gets to be nighttime, the temperature drops a great deal. But thank you for reminding me, brother. Once I hit this road, now that I found the road, it'll be a piece of cake to find the gas station. It should be just up here on the left. And there we go, right ahead of me. So that was a situation where we went out to go fishing, we weren't prepared with the proper wood, and we ran into a blizzard. And that can happen. And if you are not prepared for it, you're going to die. But I showed you a way that you can kind of create a buffer against the cold on the game so that you can get back to your place without dying. Now you'll notice just in this little bit of time that I've been out here, even though it's not blizzard conditions anymore, the wind is still blowing and my temperature gauge has started dropping already. So you can only imagine how bad it would have been when it was full on blowing. Alright, we're going to go ahead and light this lantern because it is dark in here. And I can't see a damn thing. Alright, that's where my clothes are. What do I have that I can drop off real quick? Alright, drop off the hat, shirt. I will leave the shirt because I might put that on. I don't know yet. I'm not exactly sure what I have. Drop some of this stuff so it's not so heavy. Just drop off a lot of this water because I got a ton. I got 5 liters already stored in here. And I've got another almost 5 on me. So we'll be able to put probably 3 or 4 liters easy in there. Maybe 3.5. Oh, 3, okay. Yeah, because that leaves me with 1.24, and I'm going to need a drink when I get up. Alright, so let's drop off the food in here. I probably ought to do all this in the morning because I'm kind of burning lamplight when I shouldn't be. It's kind of stupid. I should just go over to the bed, but since I'm already here, we're going to grab some of the foodstuffs in here that are starting to go bad and go ahead and use them up first. And we're going to put away the best stuff we have. Now that might seem counterintuitive to you, but the higher the percentage, the longer it's going to last. So you want to eat through your stuff that's lower percentages first, because they will get to the point where you can't use them anymore. How do I turn this lamp off? I don't remember. There we go. That's it. Okay, so as you can see, without the lamp, it's dark as hell. But I'm at the bed, so I'm good to go. I'm going to go ahead and sleep. Let me go ahead and drink another thing of this herbal tea. That hydrates me, but it also gives me an improved rest so that it will make my sleep better. And since I have it, I might as well use it. So we're going to go ahead and sleep for these 6 hours, and once we wake up, we're going to have to drink again, obviously. We still have plenty of calories. And it's blizzarding again outside. I hope that's done by morning, because I want to take off down the road. Because I want to try to find the mine that is in like the next area, so that I can get some coal brought back here. Because coal is great. Like if I get a deer and I have a whole lot of meat, I'm going to want to have coal to cook with because it lasts a lot longer. And it'll enable me to cook up all that meat without having to go through my entire stock of wood. Alright, we're going to put some of these warm clothes on. Some of these big, thick wool sweaters and fisherman sweater. And we are going to be toasty warm. Oh, hell yeah. We are going to be warm. Alright, let's go ahead and rip some of this stuff up that we're not going to use, maybe. I don't know if I want to rip that up, though. That's pretty damn good, that wool shirt. We're going to go ahead and rip a little bit of this stuff up. The reason I'm doing this now is because I have a little bit of time till daylight. And if I go ahead and just sleep, then I will wake up and it'll still be dark. And then I'll have to do the waste time, sleep thing. So instead of doing that, I'm going to just rip up a few things first. That way it kills a little bit of time. And now we can sleep. And if we're lucky, when we wake up, it'll be light out again. Okay, we're well fed because we have plenty of calories. We are rested completely. And we can see again. So we're going to go ahead and drink. And we're going to go ahead and get out of here. That's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something on this one. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.